Be growing up in the generation where the baby boomers are going into retirement and dying. You will face problems in the aging of the population that have never been faced before. You will hear more and more about migration into the United States and in some cases out, into Europe and out, between rural areas and cities. So in absolute terms and in percentage terms, the number of people we're adding to the planet has begun to slow. Since 1950, humans have made the swiftest voluntary change in reproduction in human history. Around 1950, the average number of children per woman per lifetime was very close to 5. Today, the average number of children per woman is about 2.5 or 2.6. In other words, billions of people have changed their reproductive behavior to lower the number of children born in a lifetime from 5 to 2.5. But not everywhere. In sub-Saharan Africa, the decline has been much less, from perhaps 6.6 children to 5.1 over the second half of the 20th century. To understand the consequences of this fall to 2.5 children per woman, you need to know what is meant by replacement level fertility. So I am going to introduce that by telling you about the theory of bathtubs. A regular bathtub with no stopper. Water comes in and water goes out. Now, water coming in corresponds to births, to the earth. And water going out corresponds to death. And the level of the bathtub corresponds to the total population size. So, if the number of births just matches the number of deaths, the population stays steady, and that's the replacement level fertility. Now, you're asking yourself, what is the replacement level of fertility? The answer is about 2.1 children per woman. The second fact about the future is that the population is going to grow more slowly. The slowing will depend on what we do now. By 2050, in the medium projection from the United Nations Population Division, the world will be growing by 31 million people a year. What's it doing now? It's growing by 76 million people a year. In the poor countries, population will be growing by 32 million a year, while in the rich countries, population will actually be declining by 1 million people a year. Already today, in 2011, population is declining in more than 50 countries, not well known. What's happening here is a shift in childbearing desires and action from quantity to quality. As people urbanize, as people get educated, as wealth improves, people are making greater investments in a smaller number of children.